Yeah, no, difficult game, third v fourth, and I think it's testament to where we are as a club that I'm sitting here saying that so many games into the season, 21 games into the season, and I can sit here in Livingston in fourth and we're up against Hearts in third, so I think it's huge credit to the players. No, I think Hearts are a very progressive club, they're well run, and Robbie's doing a fantastic job, so they're probably, well they're not, they are the third best team in Scotland at this point in time. They were the third best team in Scotland last year, so fair play to them. They're the team that we aspire to beat. We would love to be in a position that Hearts are in. I think Robbie's shown that he's a top manager, but for me it's nice to keep these managers in Scotland at the big clubs. He's done very well in Europe, and I think he's done a fantastic job at Hearts, so I don't really know how to answer this. I feel like his agent now. It's always tight. We used to live on a week-to-week basis, then it was a month-to-month basis, then it was maybe every quarter. We're probably still around there every 6 months. We've got to keep a tight rein on the leashes. So not been any different from what it was going into the first season in the Premier League, albeit the wage budget was probably smaller because I could contain it a little bit more in terms of the boys were coming from X amount of money in the Championship and going on to X amount of money in the Premier League. But the longer you stay in the Premier League, nobody chaps your door and says, can I have another contract with less money? Everybody chaps your door and says, can I have another contract and a pay rise? So that's kind of football, to be fair, and that's kind of where we find ourselves 5 years into the Premier League. So it's a difficult balance in that, keeping the continuity at the club in terms of keeping these players at the club but keeping a rein on the finances. I think you're now seeing, you even look at St Mirren's accounts, I think you're now seeing the COVID reality biting home now. There was a lot of one-off costs that we inherited through COVID in terms of the testing, and the travelling also was problematic. So you're going to get these one-off costs that are going to get shown in this year's accounts, and I've had a meeting with John, I've had a meeting with all the board members, and it's just about trying to keep the budget as low as possible. They've been very good with me. They're just saying, well, if you need to add to it, David, but it would be great if you could try and bring the wage bill down a little bit, because where does the extra money to pay the Scottish Government back, where does that money come from? Where does well, this year we're £85,000 for VAR. Where does that £85,000 come from, like a club like Livingston? We can't get any more away fans. I can't ask Hearts to bring more fans, I can't ask Hibs to bring more fans. St Johnstone, Motherwell, Rangers and Celtic sell out. So that's a variable that we can't control. So where else we either add another 1,000 home season tickets on it, which isn't going to happen overnight. So where does that money come from? It comes from success on the park, selling players, or maybe cutting your costs in terms of the playing budget. So I've got to look at all these three things. That's something that we speak about actively, the chairman, John and myself. Substantial loss. I've just been asked to keep a tight rein on the finances, which I'm going to do. But again, there's a lot of variables. Like we've got sell-ons with certain players that are doing well in other leagues. That could come to fruition. You've got finishing in the top 6, which wipes out any losses that you're going to have. You could have potentially European football, which could be game-changing for Livingston Football Club. And then I've got assets in this building, but it's out with my control who comes in for these assets. So you've got all these different variables that can suddenly change how the accounts look overnight.